Hello there and good day. Welcome to another look at another Realm Reborn Relic weapon, and today we are joining the book club. It's Summoner, which, as you know, if both Summoner and Scholar, not only do they share a level, which of course we'll be looking at Scholars at another point as well, but they are also a unique kind of job in the sense, well, both of them are, that they use books rather than anything else, which is not the most conventional weapon in a lot of games, we'll be honest. But you know what? Final Fantasy XIV has made it work, and it works very well. Summoner has gone through quite a few changes as well. Obviously, this is since with the big patch, so I thought the Ultimate would be very fitting indeed. But anyway, on with the show, the Veil of Wii U, which I have probably completely said wrong, but you know what, it doesn't matter. So it's a very standard little book. The lore is not too deep with it. It's kind of just like a case of, it's from an elegant summoner back in the day, and it was painstakingly recreated by Geralt. I mean, it's a book, so of course it was painstakingly recreated. As we've got like a lovely little, it's just a nice little leather tome with some gold trims, and we have a nice little crest at the top. This does not act as a kind of bookmark. It would be a bit unwieldy if it did anyway. Not many books actually have this sort of protruding crystal out of the top, so in a way it's kind of unique in that sort of aspect. So yeah, let's get on with the other stages. Obviously, like I said, this is the very first stage, so let's get on with some of the others as well. Got a lovely little carbuncle just there too. And here we have the Veil of Wii U Zenith. It's starting to get that little bit of a shine going on, as you can see right here. It's getting a bit harder to read the actual text, not that they can read it anyway, but I'm sure there are those out there who have transcribed what is within this text indeed. I, for one, am not someone who knows Eorzean at all, so I'm not even going to pretend to say that I know what's written in the book. I'm not at all. Not one bit whatsoever. But as you can see, it is a very shiny book. The shiny book is going for. But you know what happens after this shiny book? We get ourselves a not-so-shiny book, but with a colour palette change. Ooh. I know, they do spoil us, don't they? And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the next form of the Veil of Wii U, which is the Veil of Wii U Atma. It has gone from what we had before to this very luscious sort of, I want to say turquoise type style, at least leather tomes, with the pages are now black with the white, the writing is white. On the black, which kind of does work as well. The crystal itself is purple. The gem has changed into a nice little red, and it's just overall a little bit better looking. It's got a bit more red. It kind of feels a bit more elegant, if I'm honest, to me, like the aesthetic. But once again, it is a book. What more can I say? I mean, some of those books don't tend to look amazing, but believe you me, the journey is worth it. A fun fact, this was actually the very first relic I ever tried to create back in the day, but I took a hiatus from the game. It was also on a hiatus too, and I only recently completed it. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see how much shinier this book gets in the next form. Oh yes. And here we have case in point as to why most summoners and scholars wear glasses when it comes to their books. Oh my god, why is it so shiny? But here we have the Veil of Wii U Animus, I believe it is. Let me just double check, because I'd rather be right than wrong. It is indeed the Animus. You'd think by now I would know the order of these, but I don't. It's nothing too crazy, apart from it having its own miniature star/sun in the center of the pages, which when you're actually studying it, your cataracts are going to be burned from your freaking eye sockets. So yes, make sure you wear some very nice sunglasses/glasses if you are going to be using this book and this form. Or better yet, don't even look at it. Just glance at it every now and then, and just make sure, just like the sun, don't stare too directly into it. Alright, you thought the book was shiny before. This is the Veil of Wii U Novus. It is very really shiny. But this time round, not only is it incredibly shiny, like it's even more shiny. Look at it pulsating with its shininess. It also has little bits of black energy, as you can see, or dark energy, should we say. A little bit of dark energy, maybe a bit of the void just coming out, you know, with the summoning arcane. Nothing really changes other than that. It's just more shiny. Way more shiny. I am trying to make these as exciting as I possibly can, but they are it's a shiny book. Ta-da! The final version of the Veil of Ryu until it turns into its Zodiac form. The Veil of Ryu Nexus. Like, let's ignore the fact that the shiny books before were incredibly shiny and blinding. You can't even see their pages. Like, it might have had the ring of focus to see, like, yes, this is where you need to be reading. But you can't see anything. You can't see jack on these pages. What is the purpose of this book anymore, apart from just being something to blind people with? Like, this is the type of book a librarian would flash at you if they thought you were spending too much time in the library and were disturbing other people. You'd be like, look at this book. Ah, my eyes, they burn. Yeah, get out. But anyway, this is the funner version of the Veil of Ryu till we get to the next one, which, quite frankly, the shininess does tone down, thank God. Oh my God, thank God it does. And here we have, finally, it's no longer blinding us. It's not just a shiny book. This is Apocalypsia, I believe it is. Let's just double check, because I believe it is. Yeah, sorry, it's not Apocalypsia, it's Apocalypse. This book was written by a madman, which was picked up by one of the Zodiac Braves, apparently. Which, it's, according to what it says in the Yours Encyclopedia, anyone who reads this is usually prone to going insane. But because we're the Warrior of Light, we can resist the taint and the madness within the book, because it retails the end of times, and basically it's its namesake, Apocalypse. I quite like the look of this book indeed. It's a little uncomfortable to read because they are kind of sharp edges, but I do love the sort of skeletal hands grasping right at the bottom, like they're like, haha, keep this nice and closed. Like, if you actually do close it, and we have it on the side there, you can see the hands right there as well. And just on the actual spine of the book as well is a nice pulsating yellow gem with a sort of symbol in the middle, which I don't quite know what that is supposed to represent. But to me, it's almost like an eye. And there's like a little bit of a face here. If I was told that this was a void saint turned into a book, I would believe you, because there's the face, there's the arms, those are the wings, and these are sort of like the back, and yeah, it's good. Apocalypse is a really, really nice book. Probably not a good one to read, but it's a good book. And in fact, if you've noticed as well, the gold lettering here and the symbol on the side is different, I believe, to what it was before with the Veil of Ryu. Like, there's these little details they do add when it comes to these books, like the little clasps and other things, like the writing inside too, which most people probably wouldn't pay attention to. But I do. I do. But anyway, let us get on to the Apocalypse Zeta, because the final version is something to behold. Indeed it is. Oh boy, it is not just a shiny book. One of my favourite summoner books. Apocalypse Zeta. Just look at this beautiful book. Honestly, screenshots do not do this justice at all. It doesn't overcompensate with the glow either. I really like this weapon. Sorry, I'm just about stifling a sneeze at the moment. And we're back. Anyway, I'm not cutting that out. I'm leaving that in. Right. Not because I'm lazy. Maybe because I'm lazy. Anyway, let's get on to this. Apocalypse Zeta. You finally got it to this form. What changes? I mean, if it's not obvious already, it does not overcompensate with the glow light compared to other relics. I really like how subtle it is in its changes. The sort of bit which I said was the head is now protruding horns coming out of it, which is just God, I love what it's doing with the energy there. It's so cool. And then you have like the rings of like purple sort of voidal energy just pulsating and circulating around the eye, which is on the spine of the book cover itself, which is just like, this book is definitely not a good book to read. You do not read this type of book to children when they're about to go to bed. No, 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 no. And the dark energy just emanating and wafting away. The aether is just trickling out of the book indeed, and you can see here the dark energy is just going right up the center here, which is fueling the horns as it juts out and just is like, you could poke someone's eyes out with that perfectly. Like, they are actually perfectly positioned, those horns, that if you needed to and someone was annoying you and you really want to read this book, you're like, God damn it, don't you interrupt me while I'm reading. Stab in the face. This book is beautiful and deadly and worth it. But this is the Veil of Ryu all the way to Apocalypse Zeta. Thank you very much for watching if you got this far. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I'm trying to be a bit more free with what I do when I do these sort of things. You know, not be quite so serious, as you could probably tell. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. I'm trying to sort of like obviously get things going a bit more on YouTube, just in case Twitch decides to go down the bin. But I do like streaming on twitch.tv/Wubsy. Come check us out over there as well. I stream pretty much almost every day if I can do, except for Saturdays, which I tend to have those as my day off. Mondays are a bit of a hit and miss and whether or not I take that day off as well. But apart from that, once again, thank you. I have 2 relics remaining, which are the ones which I care least for. It's mostly the rolls, but they are really nice relics, being both Scholar and White Mage. Ta-ta for now.